It's always good to go down to South Florida for a victory, and looks like the Bills, we'll just call him our best player on offense for the past 5 years, showed up with a lot of this and gave it right to him on the ground. And even though the stats look like crap, it makes no difference.
Absolutely. I mean, squish the fish. Hey, obviously he's talking about Freddie Jackson. I mean, the guy is smooth. He's hardworking. He limps off the field. You think he's dead, and somehow he comes back. I don't know how he does it. You know, Spiller, I barely saw him on the field. And maybe they should just rest him until his ankle is okay. But let's talk about Fred Jackson first. He runs with heart. His stats don't pop off the page at you from this game, but you know, a couple things just pop. I mean, first his touchdown run, and we'll see it, you know, in the video here. They spread it out. They give him a little room. He just beats one guy and pushes him through the end zone. And then, of course, with less than 4 minutes in the game, we forced them to use their three timeouts by him running for that first down. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't run for that first down, we punt the ball, and they have all their timeouts, and they got 2 minutes left.
Right, and they got good enough players on offense that they can make some stuff happen. I mean, you know, it wasn't a perfect game. Not one of the games we've watched all year has been perfect. And I bet unless you're a fan of the Broncos outside of last week, no team has really played any perfect games. There are always some missteps, and, you know, they come close. I mean, this is the NFL 2013.
Well, the other side gets paid too, right?
Well, that's true, yeah.
You're not going to dominate every play, and every one of these guys are pros, and it just doesn't happen. I mean, the same attitude used to be when we were 12 and 4 and we had Jim Kelly, and you turn on the radio and they'd say, we were playing Joe Montana and the boys this week, we would have lost. We got lucky we're playing against those bums, we would have lost. But somehow, some way, the good teams just figure out how to win. And that's really the bottom line. I always said if they win 2-0, I don't care. That's a perfect game. They won. You know, perfect is winning, and that's all that really matters. And that's what they're doing. They learn how to win. You're not going to have every play successful. You're going to get a sharp stick in the eye sometimes during the game.
Sure.
I know who said that before, but you have to overcome it. And that's why I like Marone and his coaching staff. You know, they say, hey, look, you're going to have adversity. You're going to have people go down. You're going to have guys playing with one arm, you know, or a big club on their arm. You overcome it. You got to play it. You play through it.
And he certainly, speaking of Gilmore, he looked like he would, you know, that's certainly bothering him out there. Just, you know, he's just not right. But since we're a little bit late and we had a little snafu last week, as probably you tried to click and you saw some whatever. Well, we're a couple days after, and next week we'll do it right on the game day. But for this week, now that some news has trickled in, we kind of have a better sense of it. Everyone's read all the articles. Everyone's seen all the stuff. I guess we can talk about, you know, the top players. We already talked about Fred Jackson. And we'll stick with the offense. I like the quarterback. I think that, you know, when you looked at Manuel before, you looked past his flaws because he was a rookie and everyone's all, you know, googly-eyed because we drafted him in the first round, yada, yada. But this kid came in and, you know, he's a little bit smaller, but he's got a strong arm. He puts it in the right spot.
He runs.
He's tough. He gets hit right in the face, and just, you know what I mean? And it looks good. Yeah, he runs good, and I'm excited every time he's under the center. I think something's going to happen good. I'm ready for action every time. I think he has a good command. It seems like the players like him.
I like him. I mean, he's. What about the play? I guess the epitome, the play that epitomizes his heart and his soul, and it was a great throw when he got his helmet taken off.
Sure.
I mean, he's letting go, and that's how Jim Kelly used to do. He used to do it. He'd let go of the ball, and the linebacker's face mask would be in air, ready to crunch him, and that's right when he let go of the ball. And how many times Jim Kelly's hand hit that face mask of that linebacker's head coming into him, and he completes the pass. Did you see when his helmet came flying off? Mm-hmm. He got up and looked to see he completed the pass, and then he was all excited, and he's got all this, you know, jumping up and down. He's an exciting type of guy. I like him. You know, we're talking about the news. We've had a chance to read the paper. Today in the paper, Jerry Sullivan says only 2 teams in the NFL this year have scored more than 20 points in every game. And that was our Buffalo Bills, I'm wearing the shirt, and means we won, and Denver Broncos. Not to say that our offense is going to be confused with Denver anytime soon, but this team is producing, and they're being competitive, and
Sure.
and they're winning games.
Even if it takes an interception or so to get a score, who gives a shit?
Well, every game takes that. You have to make plays. They always
Sure.
talk about making plays to, it's versus not making those plays. So that's what you need to do. You need to cause fumbles at the end. You need to, like Williams did, and you need Kyle Williams to fall on the ball and not let it squirt out and then keep it.
And you saw whatchamacallit. Well, if you're, like I said, we've all read the paper. They had that cornerback on, the kid, that Roby. He talking about how the coach tells him to visualize making plays, to think about it, and to focus in on that. And I think that is an interesting strategy, because they even say in life you should be focusing on the things that you want, and then they'll somehow, the hard work, it'll happen. It'll happen. And look at, and that kid's been, and they said in the article too, and I think last week he almost took one. Or a couple weeks ago, he ran in front and he almost took one.
He really did. I think we mentioned him last week. I don't know if you, nobody got to watch it last week. We got killed on that one. But anyways, the kid is 5'7". It's not how big of the dog in the fight, it's how big of the fight in the dog. And this, that Nickel Roby, he wants to change his name to Nickelback. He's a Nickelback. But you got to have balls when you're playing cornerback, and you got to take shots. And when you're 5'7", how do you overcome the height? By your speed and your tenacity and your ability to make plays.
They also said he's
making plays.
They said that he was has some of the best rating for slot cornerbacks in the league. Well, although he only played like half of the game.
But he's going to per play yards given up at his position, what he's responsible is 5.8 yards a play. That for his position, which was like third over in the NFL.
Yeah. Now a couple other things. So we talked about the good on offense. The quarterback looked pretty good. Freddie Jackson ran hard. The line looked like shit. They were letting him in. I mean, I guess we ran a little bit. We didn't really run that well, and they were all out. They were all over him. He didn't have a lot of time to throw.
Well, it's loud. It's our first road victory. We definitely played better at home, so they have to learn to overcome that. They're a young team, and again, Miami's defense was their strength of their team. They have a very tough. They Cameron Wake. They got some good players.
Yeah, and that rookie Deion Jordan.
Yeah, I mean they were flying all over the board, but they picked up those two free agent wide receivers, and one guy had two touchdown
Wallace.
receptions.
He actually one of them. That Gibson actually. He's
Gibson,
the one that had a couple, and he burned.
Leotis?
No. Gilmore.
Yeah,
they kind of worked on him because they know he's not right. But that was what that was. And on defense, the quicker that Leonard gets off the field, it'll be better. Bird has to get down.
Yeah.
If you notice, Bird and Gilmore only played like 40% of the game. They didn't play.
Yeah, they kind of sprinkle them in there and into passing plays. On running plays, they take them out. So they figure, because he doesn't think that they can tackle with the one hand, and Bird, he's maybe the plantar fasciitis, and he's still trying to figure out this defense. I don't know, but I like Leonard because he has got a nose for the ball too. What is he got? 2 interceptions?
Yeah, I mean he's looking all right, but the thing is, they're a liability. If the bad outweighs the good, you gotta, what I mean. The bad plays.
And they're not afraid to do that. They've cut people along the way. They've cut their starter. Linemen when they brought this Legursky back, they just got rid of him. They moved Asper up off of the practice,
so they're
not afraid to do it.
Always improving.
Yeah, they realized that that the Carpenter was kicking pretty well, and the guy basically won the game. He had 3 field goals, and although he had a bad kickoff at the end, but they put the other kid on injured reserve. So they're making moves, and they're always trying to make the team a little bit better.
And then now, and I guess, I don't know if we mentioned it before, obviously Mario had the great game, and he showed a lot of hustle. Remember when we got him, people talked about, he's not going to finish games, he takes plays off, this or that. I haven't seen that at all this year, really.
He's leading the NFL. He's leading the NFL.
No, well, he's second. On Sunday night, the guy for the Colts, that Mathis, has like 11 and a half sacks. So, But it doesn't matter that, it's just
But they say he's
out.
got the most sacks in 7 games than anybody in the history of the Bills. So Bruce Smith never had 10 by this point in the season.
So we'll see what happens. But next week now, you're playing maybe a top 3 team in the league, top 5
Yeah, it's
team.
pretty scary. I'm still worried about our defense. I'm sitting there during the game and saying, well, can they just stop these guys eventually? Just stop them. And it's not like they were killing us, but could they just please stop them? And
Yeah, that Breeze will eat us alive.
And I'm thinking, what's Breeze going to do to us? He's just going to eat us alive. It's going to be really tough.
Well, unless we are able to, unless we're able to really get after him. I mean, that'll be the difference. We'll have to.
Well, two things that we're leading the league in right now. We're one of the top players, and
What, sacks and turnovers?
sacks and turnovers. Basically, we got the most interceptions and the most sacks. So, that's our best part, and that overcomes a lot. When you get a pick six, those 70 yards that you give up the next time for a field goal, doesn't really hurt you as much, even though you won the battle there.
Yeah. Plus the momentum shift. Now it's in New Orleans, so
it's gonna
pump the brakes.
Everybody's
on
got
all the enthusiasm.
everybody's got the loss already in the column for this game. If they win it, boy, that's a feather in the hat for these guys.
What did we
And it
say
really
last
makes it,
time? Who were we playing?
Yeah.
Who were we playing?
And we said there's 4 games left. We had
No. But
next
there was
4
a
games, yeah.
game. I remember we went
Baltimore,
back.
the Baltimore. Yeah, we got killed by New York. I said we're going to play the Super Bowl champs, and
Mm-hmm.
at home everyone's going to be picking Baltimore, which everybody did. We picked Baltimore, and we came in and we won the game. But Baltimore, Flacco threw for 5 nice interceptions that
Yeah,
game.
Breeze isn't going to throw 5 interceptions, and
At
they're
home.
not coming here.
Yeah.
We're going to be there, and that's a tough place to play. So, and last time we played them, they sucked, and they still beat the crap out of us. This is like 6 years ago or something like
But
that.
I still like our defense. I wish we can stop the run. I keep saying I want them to draft big fat linemen that just stop the run. And you think our line, our
Well, they did do
defensive
that.
line is the core of our team, and yet they still seem to get these big plays against us. And I know that Colston for New England or for New Orleans it's a big playmaker. I don't know how you're gonna stop those guys.
Well, we'll see what happens. I think the Bills have gotten better stopping the run. Like I was saying to you before we made this, they might give up one big one at a time, but we seem to stop them 2 times for every big one or 3 times, as
Yeah.
opposed to before they'd get 3 big ones, we'd stop them once. So I think that the pendulum is shifting, and it's a year in progress. If we're looking lights out week 12 to 16, that'll be good. I mean, I think I want to win this week, but who knows?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. I hope they could do it. I'd like to see the defense just step up and just like really shut a team down. And I'd like to see the offense just to have a huge game, like 30, 40 points, and just keep rolling up the scores and breaking some runs. But every game we've played has been within 2 points, it seems like. So we're in them games. So I'd like to just give one or 2 games. Where we
the
just
one
have some
interesting
breathing
thing will
work.
be, though, is that the Saints, their coordinator is Rex Ryan's brother, so he plays a similar defense, which isn't really good for us in the fact that those defenses always give us trouble. But we run that defense now, and we've already played it once, so maybe we'll have a good idea. Problem is, Breeze plays it every week during training camp too, so we'll see.
Breeze
doesn't even matter who's defense.
Breeze, Manning, and Brady. Those are the elite quarterbacks in the league. I mean, there's nobody can compare to those guys. They're the best.
Well, and then you got your right. I mean, we can talk about that all
Aaron
day.
Rodgers. Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, we'll see what happens.
All
We'll be
right,
there.
Go Bills.
Okay.